Everybody, how you guys doing today? Jim Prusek here from the Pain PT. Again, if you're looking for support, help on your journey to get back to life and get out of these chronic symptoms, please reach out. You can reach me at thepainpt.com. I offer both individual and group coaching. Let's get today's topic. I really want to come back today to teaching you so you can understand that emotional stress from the brain travels through your nervous system, hits your body physically through these symptoms. And I see this every single day in the work I do with people through their stories, through their histories, through the type of symptoms they're having, how this works. And for many of us, we don't believe this. We don't understand this. It's not something that you're connected to or seeing directly. And there's some reasons for this, and they're emotion regulation reasons. Okay, and some of these things I've mentioned before, things like emotional suppression or repression, which is very real. Things like alexithymia, which again is very real. These are real conditions. Alexithymia again is when you have difficulty identifying what you're feeling emotionally. And when people have that condition, you're literally going to feel these emotions physically in your body as symptoms, and you're going to believe they're symptoms, and you're going to be approaching it physically, and you're not going to be connected emotionally. It's a very real condition. So many of you are having that. At least 50% of people or more have alexithymia. There's a good number of people who are suppressing, repressing emotion. And there's possibly other people out there like yourself who are very emotionally reactive that have strong reaction of emotion. And that also can come out physically in the body. And when you combine those things with people's personality as well, and generally speaking, the people who are the really sort of calm, cool, collected, mild-mannered, nice person who holds back their feelings, it doesn't want to share the emotion, has a tendency to keep it within, to hide it, to not disclose it, to minimize it, to ignore it, to look past it, all these different things. When you have that personality, that's another reason why or how this happens. Okay. Emotions get bottled up in the body. Okay. Versus somebody you know who wears emotions on their sleeve. Somebody you know who you know exactly how they're feeling because they tell you it's showing on their face. They're emoting it. They're connected to their emotions very directly, very uh, concretely. And people who have these conditions are typically not those people. Like I said, if you're highly emotionally reactive though, and you have really strong emotion, yeah, you can really feel it physically. But by and large, the people who get these somatic symptoms are the people who are, again, the nice people, the people pleasers, the ones who hold things in, the ones who are taking care of everybody else, the ones who don't want to show their emotion, they're hiding it, they're not sharing it directly. They're feeling guilty about it. They're having other secondary emotions. That's another thing. So another clue here is that people who have these conditions, their primary emotions, which again are the core emotions like anger, fear, fight, flight, sadness, grief, right? That's the same. Happiness. So no, those are core emotions. All right. So you can look at disgust, surprise. Those are their core emotions. But people who have these conditions, they're more plagued with what's called secondary emotions, inhibitory emotions. These are things such as anxiety, shame, guilt. Those emotions, those secondary emotions, depression, they're not emotion. They're not the primary emotion. Okay, so things like anxiety, shame, guilt, many people are feeling those feelings. How many of you are feeling those things? Those are not the primary emotions. Those emotions many times are secondary. They're not true emotions. They're covering up or hiding your true emotions, which is what you want to get to. Okay. And so there's another reason how this gets bottled up in the body. Hey, I feel guilty about feeling angry. Yeah, I feel ashamed about feeling this way, right? So a primary emotion can turn into a secondary emotion when it gets internalized. I feel anxious. I'm conflict avoidant. I don't like conflict. I want to avoid it, meaning I'm scared of conflict. That's just another example. Meaning I get anxious when there's anger. I'm not feeling my anger. I'm anxious. Okay, so these are other reasons why they can come out in your body. So there's lots of reasons why, and how it happens again is through your autonomic nervous system. This is neuroscience. The brain, the limbic brain, the emotional brain is highly reactive. It acts in milliseconds, shoots down emotion into the body. Emotion goes into your body. It's not here. It might shoot to your head. Yes, that's a common area, but it's creating a physiological reaction in you, creating a feeling in you, which again is something that you feel in your body, sensations, symptoms, right? They're feelings. Emotions aren't thoughts. Thoughts are related to emotions, but thoughts are just electrical. They're thoughts. They're in your head. Emotions are physical. They're in your body. So your autonomic nervous system transmits the emotional energy into the body somewhere, and we feel that somewhere. So if somebody says, I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel scared, you have a literal physical reaction somewhere in your body indicating that you feel that way. And you have to. In fact, you cannot say, I feel angry, I feel sad, I feel scared without a feeling in your body. Because you wouldn't say that. You say that after the expression hits the body. So where is it hitting your body? Um, and again, you may not know. Again, this is it. You come back to alexithymia or suppressed, repressed emotions. There's a block there. Again, another reason, your upbringing, what you've learned, your parents, what were they like with emotions? How did you take that? How did you learn? So that's all going in your system too. So a lot of people don't believe emotions are appropriate. They have learned to suppress them. They weren't allowed to express them. One of their parents was very emotionally reactive, and they saw it as that's bad. I don't want to be like that. Personality-wise, like I said, so there's lots of reasons you can see how all this jumbles up, but it hits your body physically, right? Through your autonomic nervous system, because your autonomic nervous system is literally connected and wired up to every organ in your system, into all your physical tissues, the expression of the emotion in your body can come out in numerous ways. And again, when you have alexithymia, one of the things I talked about the other day in my group class, and this has been proven now, the body maps for emotions are pretty well laid out and they're pretty distinctive and common and uniform among healthy people. But when you have alexithymia, for example, which is one type of emotional dysregulation, what they find is that the body maps are more muted and uh, widespread. So meaning that the emotional can come out anywhere in your body now. It's not like saying in my chest, or I feel it in my face, or I feel the emotion in my chest or stomach, which is a very common area, or I feel it in my face. You might feel it anywhere in your body. So they prove this. So this is another reason how you can see where emotion might come out in your foot, come out of your knee, your back, some other part of your body. That wouldn't be an area where a lot of people might normally feel it. But if you have alexithymia, yeah, you could feel it somewhere else. And then you're not going to be able to connect to it. You're going to think, I got a pain. I got some kind of physical symptom. So this is how it happens, everybody. It comes out in your body, and not only does it come out in your body and activate some kind of sensation or symptom, it comes out in a certain quality too, right? So emotions come out if you line up here, fear, anger, sadness. Those three are very different emotions and they're going to feel very different in your body, right? If you have anger and let's say fear, they're having different expressions in your body for different reasons. If you're angry, what's going to happen? Your brain's going to create tension. Your brain's going to create muscle tension. It's going to create this clenching, this really pressure to what? To punch, to push back, to fight. Okay, so anger is going to create a fight energy in your body, which you're going to feel in that way. Anger is going to create heat. Anger creates heat. We know that, right? We think of the cartoon character, heat, steam coming out of the ears, red eyes. Anger creates heat. So think of that as well, burning, hot, pressure, compression, clenching, tension. It's biological, right? It's literally doing this to your body. Inflammation, cortisol. Because it's a physical thing to attack, defend. If you don't believe me, why do people, when they don't control their anger and it happens so fast, they're not thinking consciously at all, why, when they're angry, do they smash something? Why do they want to punch something? Why do they want to break something? Why do they want to yell? Because that emotion is activated in their system and that's how it wants to come out automatically, instinctively. Okay. And the reason they can punch and smash and break things because their body has tensed up to do that. And it can happen in an instant, right? But imagine you, not to say that's healthy to do some of these things because it's not. We need to learn to work with anger in a healthy way. But imagine you are the opposite and you hold all that in. The brain's created anger, for example, created a fight energy in your body, maybe tensed you up, created compression, created pressure, created this sort of, and you held it inside. Well, you're going to feel it more, aren't you? You're going to really feel it more in your body because it's bottled up, that we would say. It's bottled up. It's held in. And I like to tell people, particularly with anger, I gave you the example of somebody exploding outward with their anger. We implode. It's the opposite. We implode, meaning it blows up in the body. And we can get really strong symptoms from anger. Fear now. Let's take fear. What's fear going to do to your body? Well, it's different from anger, isn't it? Fear is going to tighten you up, not tense you, tighten you. It's different, right? Why? To protect you, to guard, to brace against, to stiffen against an attack. Okay, it's a different energy, right? Fear. I want to run away now. I want to avoid. I want to escape. That's the energy flowing in the body, and that's going to create that in your tighten your muscles or prepare your muscles to do that too. But not the same as anger. Anger is going to prepare your muscles and your body to attack and defend. Fear is going to cause your body to tighten and stiffen, scared stiff, we say, to escape. Okay, so it's different energy and it's going to feel different, right? So as anger feels hot and burning, it's heat. Fear makes you feel cold and stiff. Remember, I got cold feet. We have that saying. It's going to be more vibratory, shaky energy, numbness, tingling. It's different energy, different emotion. And then if we just take sadness as one last one as an example, what's that going to be like in your body? Well, sadness isn't going to feel like anger or fear, is it? It's going to feel different. What would you say? It's probably going to feel more heavy, more weighty, more dull ache, deep pain, hurt, uh, heavy, right? Exhaustion. So that's how sadness will feel inside you as an emotional energy, right? Downward energy, weighted energy, heavy, watery, right? Water of tears. Okay. We can look at Chinese medicine too from this perspective. It's very interesting. Chinese medicine goes way back, thousands of years old. Sadness. water. So Chinese medicine looks at the elements related to emotions. Sadness, water. Water, tears. Anger, fire. Fire, heat. Fear, wind. Blowing up, wind, shaky. That's fear, energy. Anxiety. So I hope this all makes sense, everybody. I really want to just tease out and pull in from all these different aspects, but I want you to know all this goes into your body. And when you have some of the characteristics I talked about, meaning the way you've learned to deal with emotions, your personality characteristics, the intensity of the emotion, this is what can happen. Alexithymia, this is what can happen. You end up getting physical symptoms in your body that you believe are physical. You go again to the doctors, you do all these treatments, they're not working. What happens? More stress now, more emotion, more emotional stress, feeding into the symptoms more. It's called secondary stress reaction. So you can have now a compounding effect of emotional stress, continuing the symptoms, and then you go for more treatments and more things. And usually by the time I see a person, they've done a million treatments. They've been here. Doctors don't know what's going on or they're misdiagnosed. So everybody listening here, you can have physical problems. Yes, you can. Typically, physical treatments help those things, or a matter of time clears them up. Body heals. But when you have emotional symptoms coming out physically, you have evidence for it, like I mentioned here today. And you also can look at it and say, it doesn't make sense from a physical perspective either. Body's not healing in a normal time frame. It's going on for too long, or the way it's coming out doesn't make sense. All the treatments haven't worked. So go look at your evidence and see for yourself what's going on here. And I'm going to tell you again, I'll say it before I leave. When you have these conditions, a lot of people are not connected to the emotion. It's not something that you are connected to or you're seeing firsthand. It's the last thing you see. We're connected physically, but we're not connected emotionally. And that's what we need to do. We need to connect to our emotions more and see the emotion coming out in the body reflecting in this in the symptom and treat this emotionally, not physically. Again, if you liked the video today, give it a like, give it a thumbs up so the word can spread. People can learn more about this. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, if you want to get the videos right when they come out. Please, if you're struggling, reach out. I do this for a living now, very emotion focused work. So reach out to me and be really happy to help you out because I really feel you can get out of these conditions. You can get your life back. You can recover. And I want to keep sharing this information with all of you. Hope you guys have a great day and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye now.